So exactly 1 month back, right, on the 4th of June 2020, I shared a video on Facebook talking about the three local SG banks, right? DBS, OCBC, and UOB right over here. So this was shared on the 4th of June. I talked about, how there can potentially be more short-term upside because, all the three banks then on the 4th of June were showing some signs of bullishness in terms of them breaking some of the few key resistance level. Hey guys, Joby here, top tier reminder in Phillip Securities and chief trainer at Trading Impossible, right? So that was exactly 1 month back on the 4th of June 2020. So most of the banks, right, the OCBC, UOB, and DBS have gone up by more than 8 to 10%, right, just after the video. You can go and check the Facebook video on that, right? But what happens is 1 month has passed, right, and today is the 4th of July 2020. So, where are the banks heading to now? Are we still seeing bullishness, or most of them have came back down or retraced back down to some of the key support levels whereby you can start to accumulate again on dips, right? So this is what exactly will be covered in today's video. So this is DBS right over here as of the 4th of July 2020. So we are currently trading at about $21.57 right over here, right? So just about a month back, actually we were trading below that very critical $20 resistance level, which I shared in a Facebook video about 1 month ago, right away, and we broke that $20 resistance level, and there were some upside targets that were drawn all the way to about $22 and about $23 right over here. So we did head towards that level about $23, and you can see right over there, profit taking started to come back. Of course, the market was quite bullish, but then some profit taking came back, and that was where the banks all suffered some pretty heavy selling, all right, and it started to retrace back down right over here, right? So that $23 level, look at this, I mentioned about that $23 resistance level. It was actually the support that I've been holding since like 2017, all right? So we managed to head towards the level, and sellers came back, and look at this right over here, right? The blue line, right, the 200 days moving average, it was also where that $23.50 is. So $23 to $23.50 was a very major resistance. That was where we expected selling, and that's where it can potentially retrace back down. And that's what we have seen over the past 1 month after it shooting up by more than 10%, right, from like $20 all the way to about $23. Okay, so right now we are currently trading at about $21.57. So where is the support right now? So I would say that right now we are still seeing some pretty good support coming back at about $20 to $20.50. Look at it right over here. So $20 was the initial psychological resistance level which we broke up, which now I would say that will become the very, very good support level, and that's where buyers might start to come back again on this. If you're looking to kind of accumulate on dips for DBS, I would say anything near that $20 to $20.50 would be a good level, because that is where we're seeing the resistance turn support, and that's where buyers might come back again to potentially bargain hunt again. But just take note, right, if that $20 level were to break down, all right, we can still see a bit more short-term downside towards that $18.50 to $19. All right, but right now, $20 seems like a pretty good support. In terms of the mid to long-term trend, I mentioned in the previous video as well that there are still signs of weakness, right, in terms of the longer-term trend. Because why? Look at this right over here, the 200 days moving average, this blue line, okay, is still pointing down, and you can see that prices kind of like touched this blue line, exactly $23.50, all right, and rejected that 200 days moving average, and the line is still pointing down. We're still below that line. So in terms of the longer term trend, all right, I would say that unfortunately the trend might still be down in the long term, all right, but in the short term, yes, we might still go up and come down, go up and come down, and that's exactly what happened. We went all the way up, profit taking came back, and now we are pretty much back at $21.57, right? So for the short term, we might still see it rebound probably towards that $22 to $23, and that's where some selling might come back again, all right? So if you're looking to buy on dips, yes, probably somewhere near that 20 to 20.50, all right, to accumulate on dips, and any rebound back towards that 22 to 23, that's where you can potentially start to take some profit again, all right, and wait for any opportunity for it to come back down again before you start buying, right? So this is DBS right over here as of the 4th of July 2020. So this is OCBC right over here as of the 4th of July 2020, right? So we are currently trading at about $9 $9.20 right over here. All right, so you can see that 1 month ago, same thing, we broke that very key resistance level at the $9.20. There were some upside targets that were drawn all the way to about $10 right over here. So it kind of neared that level. I think went to a high of about $9.95, right near that $10, and that's where some profit taking came back. All right, so $10, as I mentioned, was a very critical psychological resistance, and that's where some profit taking was expected. Look at this, right? The blue line, this 200 days moving average line right over here, was still sloping downwards then, and I mentioned that the trend, all right, in the longer term was still pretty much down, and then we can expect some selling to come back whenever there's any huge spike up. All right, that's what happened. All right, so right over here we saw some selling coming back, and we actually went back down below that support at $9.20. So over the past, I would say 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we were pretty much kept below that $9.20 resistance level. I would say 920 would be the immediate resistance for OCBC. Now I think if we really want to see more upside back towards that $10, that we probably need to get above 920, with some really bullish price action. Yes, then in the short term we might potentially push back up to 980 to $10, and that's where some profit taking can come back again. Why? Because look at this, whenever we near this level, look at this, this is where the 200 days moving average is. Again, it's still sloping downwards. So anything below $10, the trend might still be down. All right, even though in the short term we might push up to certain resistance level, but that's where selling can come back again. Right, so if you're looking to accumulate on dips, right, what can happen is that you can potentially start to accumulate probably near that $8.80, right? 880 would be a near-term support level. I would say over the past 3 weeks, that was where buyers are starting to come out near 880, and after that, of course, it would be the $8.50. I mentioned about the $8.50 level right over here. So if you're looking to kind of accumulate on dips again, right, for the long haul, yeah, potentially near $8.50, 850 to 880 would be a good level, and that's where you can start to load up again, all right, for any potential rebound back to $10, right? So this is OCBC right up here as of the 4th of July 2020. So this is UOB right up here, 4th of July 2020, and just 1 month ago we managed to break that $21 resistance level right over here, and started to shoot up by more than, I would say, 10% right over here, right? Probably 10% right over here to that target at about $23, right? So why $23? $23 was a very, very critical support level that we've been holding since like 2017, all right? And we kind of touched that level, and sellers came back, and there was some profit taking, and we are pretty much back down at about $20.85 right over here. So right now, right, the resistance that we are seeing would be the $21 level, right? $21 level right over here. You can see that this is where the 100 days moving average is as well, the red line right over here. And in fact, the green line, the 20 days moving average, is right over here. So $21 would be an immediate resistance level. If we want to get back up towards that 22 or even 23, we definitely need to see some bullish actions, just above 21 for it to potentially push back up to that 22 and $23. But right now you can see that sellers are coming back near that $21 level. All right, and $20 would be a good psychological support right away. In fact, we have rebounded from that level over the past 2 weeks. That is immediate support about $20. But for people who are looking to accumulate on dips, after the huge run up we have seen last month, you can potentially start to look at it again whenever it nears that $20 for UOB, near that $20. That was where we rebounded, and more importantly, if it dips even more, right, to a very, very critical support that we have seen over the past 3 months, right, since March, yes, that's where you can start to accumulate. And this level is none other than that $19, right? $19 right over here. You can see that $19 has been holding since April, March. We have rebounded from there. Every time it touches there, we push back up and rejected this support. So anything from like $19 to $20, if you're going for the long haul, that's where you can potentially start to accumulate.